When someone says veterinarians, what comes to mind? Animals, having fun with animals, holding animals, and more animals? There is so much more to a veterinarian than just animals. Veterinarians have to learn a bunch of skills and so much more. At first, I thought it was just about animals until I started researching and found out you have to study and learn to even practice being a vet. Did you know that vets, in addition to practicing how to communicate with animals, they also have to practice communicating with people? In fact, more than 50% of being a vet requires you to communicate with people. The research question that I created to drive my research was, what are the top skills that veterinarians need to treat their animal patients? The 4 top skills are communication skills, problem-solving skills, business skills, and animal handling skills. It is very important to communicate effectively with the animal owners and the animal itself. Communication involves listening and relaying information in a clear way. First, the vet has to listen to what the animal owner is telling them about their animal. After taking the information and making sure that everything is understood clearly, they have to examine the animal. Animals have a way of communicating with people too. A vet needs to be able to understand what the animal is communicating. For example, if an animal is limping, a good vet will watch the way the animal is walking and see why it's limping. A vet also needs to give good, clear directions to the animal owners about the treatments they're recommending. According to Aaron Goodrich, Associate Professor of Practice, you need good communication skills with people because every animal a vet sees are all attached to people. Being able to read people's feelings is related to having good communication skills. Sometimes an animal owner is given bad news about the health of their pets. Many people see their pets as family members, so vets need to remember to have empathy for their owners when relaying bad news. A vet needs to ask what the owner wants for the animal before making the final decision. Sometimes veterinarians need to make decisions that are hard to make, but they have to do for the animal's sake. For example, some animals are so sick that you have to put them down, and you may not agree with it. It might just be better for the animal. A good vet uses their problem-solving skills to identify patients' needs and avoiding accidents or errors in order to save animals' lives. These problem-solving skills help vets be good leaders for their time. Vets need leadership skills to keep their team running and up to date. For example, a good leader is a person that takes their team into consideration instead of just taking their own advice. Successful treatment starts with knowing what you are battling. A veterinarian has to know what is wrong with the animal as well as how to help the animal. Veterinarians have to have diagnostic recommendations for their owners so they have choices to choose from. For example, if your pet is suffering from a disease, then a veterinarian has to give diagnostic recommendations for the owner. There are lots of jobs and careers in the veterinarian field that require business skills. For example, veterinarians need to understand financial management and marketing. In fact, some evidence proves that employers in this medical field base many of their hiring decisions on business skills. As a veterinarian, they are most likely to be responsible for managing budgets and setting prices for services. An understanding of financial concepts like cash flow, profit loss, and budget can help veterinarians keep their finance healthy. It's very important to have a strong branding strategy to attract, keep, and grow their client base. There are lots of ways to get a lot of business knowledge as a veterinarian. Whether you're handling a mouse or even a cow, veterinarians need animal handling skills to treat their animal patients properly. In other words, animal handling skills are any technique used to approach, manipulate, or keep an animal calm. For example, if you are handling a frightened puppy, you're not going to approach it roughly. You want it to trust you before you make a big move. Animals' feelings are important. There are lots of ways to gain some animal handling skills. These include going to your local humane society, pet sitting for a neighbor, working with a groomer, or getting a job at a barn. In conclusion, people go through a lot to become a veterinarian and learn all these skills. Skills are so important to a veterinarian because think about it. If a veterinarian did not have these skills, then how would they take care of animals and communicate with owners? How would they problem solve and handle the business side of the practice? How would they handle their animal patients properly? The important skills that I described help the animals, the animal owners, and the vets themselves.